Shalom, Most High in Christ, bless your brother. Soldier has arrived, fishes of men, one in Christ. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe to the video, man. Today, we going over how do we show ourselves godly men and women according to the Bible, man. Because we run into a lot of people when we out dealing with our people. And one question we ask them is, brother, how do you show yourself a godly man? Sister, how do you show yourself a godly? Because a lot of people love to call themselves godly men and women, but we don't know how to show ourselves godly men and women according to the Bible, though. All we know is what man say. But what does God say? What does God say about being a godly man? So we're going to pull two scriptures, man. I want to go to Kings, the book of Kings, chapter 2 and verse 2, man. This is King David before his death on what he gave charge to his son, King Solomon. It says, book of Kings, 1 Kings chapter 2, verse 2. I go the way of all the earth. Be thou strong therefore, and show thyself a man. So King David finna tell his son, command his son by the word of the Lord on how to be a man. You understand? Be thou strong. Show yourself a strong man, Solomon. Let's read verse 3. And keep the charge of the Lord thy God. So one thing he told him, in order to be a man, you got to keep the charge of God. To walk in his ways, to keep his statutes and his commandments. So in order to show ourselves men of God, real men, we got to keep the statutes and commandments of the Lord. It says in his judgments and his testimonies, as it is written in the law of Moses, because that's what we're going to find the commandment says. So the Bible's telling us on how to be men. The only way we can be men is walking by the statutes and commandments according as it is written in the law of Moses, as the laws of God say, that thou mayest prosper in all that thou doest and whithersoever thou turnest thyself. So now we're going to get on how to be a godly woman. So a godly man going to walk according to the laws of God. What does a woman must do? We're going to read the history of Susanna. If we don't have it, it's in the Apocrypha. This is the King James 1611 edition Bible. That includes all 80 books. So we're going to read the history of Susanna. It says, verse 2. He took a wife whose name was Susanna, the daughter of Chelcias, a very fair woman, and one that feared the Lord. It says her parents also were righteous. So her parents were righteous too. And taught their daughter according to the law of Moses. So what made her one that feared the Lord? She grew up keeping the commandments. That's how we show ourselves godly men and women.